Explosive allegations surround Charlie Kirk's legacy as controversy grows. A growing controversy is surrounding the legacy of Charlie Kirk after critics accused Turning Point USA of attempting to reshape the narrative about his views on the Iran conflict. Observers say the situation escalated when Turning Point USA shared an older clip of Charlie Kirk discussing Iran and the possibility of the country becoming more Western. In that clip, Kirk spoke about Iran's history, its cultural significance, and the potential for a brighter future for the Iranian people. He highlighted that Persia was once a powerful and prosperous civilization and expressed admiration for Persian culture and people. Kirk acknowledged that discussions about regime change are complicated and difficult, but he also argued that Iran could potentially experience better days in the future. In the clip, he concluded that those serious about protecting human rights might want Iran to become Western again. However, critics quickly pointed out that the clip circulating online came from an earlier period and did not reflect Kirk's later statements. According to community notes added on the platform X, the video predates Kirk's later comments in which he criticized the idea of regime change in Iran and warned against war. In one of his later discussions, Kirk strongly questioned calls from political figures advocating aggressive action against Iran. He warned that regime change in the Middle East rarely unfolds as planned and often leads to instability, civil war, and unforeseen consequences. Kirk argued that Iran is a massive country with a large population and diverse ethnic groups, making any military intervention extremely complex. He cautioned that what may seem simple in theory often becomes chaotic in practice. Because of these differing statements at different points in time, some commentators believe that sharing the earlier clip without context could create a misleading impression about Kirk's final stance on the issue. The debate intensified further when social media users began claiming that some of Kirk's older podcast episodes and content were no longer easily accessible on certain platforms. Some critics interpreted this as an attempt to remove material that conflicted with the current narrative about his views. Supporters of these claims argue that controlling which videos or statements remain visible can influence public perception. They believe this could lead to a rewriting of history regarding Kirk's political position before his death. At the same time, online speculation has also resurfaced about the circumstances surrounding the event where Charlie Kirk was fatally shot. Some internet investigators have analyzed footage from the scene, pointing out details they believe deserve further scrutiny. One detail that has attracted attention is the presence of a black van located behind Kirk's event tent at the time of the shooting. According to several online analysts, the van's trunk appeared to open shortly before the shot was fired and close moments afterward. Other internet researchers examined audio recordings from multiple camera angles and attempted to triangulate the trajectory of the gunshot. Their analysis led them to question whether the official explanation fully accounts for what happened that day. Another point of interest for online investigators is a man in the crowd wearing a brown shirt. Some observers claim his actions and positioning appear unusual in the video footage. They have raised questions about whether he was part of security or simply another attendee. Additionally, the man was seen wearing large sunglasses, which sparked speculation among internet investigators about whether specialized equipment could have been involved. However, these ideas remain unverified and widely debated online. The controversy has grown even further as commentators attempt to connect these different elements: Kirk's political statements, the circulating video clips, the removal of online content, and the unresolved questions about the shooting itself. Critics argue that controlling narratives, especially during politically sensitive moments, can significantly influence how the public interprets events. They believe transparency is essential in order to preserve the historical record and prevent misinformation. Supporters of Turning Point USA, however, maintain that many of the accusations circulating online are based on speculation rather than confirmed facts. As debates continue across social media and independent media outlets, the discussion surrounding Charlie Kirk's legacy remains highly polarized. What is clear is that questions about his final political positions and the events surrounding his death continue to fuel intense public interest and speculation.